we're kind of here about ready to witness some of these songs, and we want to share that with the world, really, because the Cuarteto Heman had such an amazing impact throughout their years of ministry. And I think what's even more exciting is that it continues to do that. And what we're attempting to do here is to really bring back all of the excitement and the spirit and the heart of what these songs and this amazing quartet represents, not only back when they were in their prime and then when they were together and active, but now as we go on to the next generation of ministry, that we see this come alive to us again after all these years. So hold on to your seat belts or your seats and get ready for a very interesting journey we're about to listen to. What we're seeing here is the original cover of the reel tape, the 1-inch reel tape that was used to record the songs that you're seeing on the screen right now. And we're about to listen to them. What was happening is essentially they were doing several takes, and apparently someone in the quartet, maybe it was Gilbert or someone else, had selected the better takes, the better versions of the various songs. We're going to see it, take 1, take 2, take 3, and someone checked and or marked that these were the takes that should be used for the final recording that would be transferred over to an LP. So that's what we're looking at now, and now we're about to listen to one of those takes.
Aleluya, por la fe libre estoy. Yo vagaba mucho tiempo en el error, mas ahora quiero andar con mi Señor. Quiero oír su tierna voz y seguirle siempre en pos. Gloria, gloria sea nuestro buen pastor. Libre estoy, libre estoy, libre estoy. Por la gracia de Jesús, libre estoy, libre estoy. Libre estoy, libre estoy, libre estoy, libre estoy. Aleluya, por la fe, libre estoy.
It's like that bass and the whole very rich.
Yes, very rich. You hear the fullness of this sonically, and back in 1970, there was really no way to capture that full, sound on an LP. So more than likely, the LP is not going to sound this rich and full. What we've done is we've literally taken this directly from the master tape reel, and that's why it sounds so real, full, and rich. As you're saying, that's
rich is the great.
These what's interesting is that these masters, the inch masters, sat in our garage for I don't know how many years.
Well,
and
it's 2012. This was done in 70, so perhaps a little longer than that.
Yeah, as long as since then. But I remember seeing them up there on the shelving on the garage. Never really paid much attention to them because my dad he used to archive everything, and so we had no idea what was in those tapes.
wow.
And no protection. I mean, just in the box, but in the garage, the worst place you could put anything.
Yeah, because of the
heat.
All right. And one of the dangers you always run because of the age of them is the deterioration of the tape itself.
Yeah.
So all I can say is that somehow it's
well, we're just thankful we were able to save them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's pretty amazing.
We're here now able to isolate every part so that we could hear every voice, every instrument, the organ, all the parts individually, the bass. So one of the benefits of that when you're remastering something such as that goes back so far is that if we wanted to, we can pick up one instrument more than the other, so that back in the technology when usually the volumes were much lower back then, than what we expect today on our CDs, we can remaster it so that the volumes can be raised, and it's more to our ears liking in this day and age that we're used to hearing CDs.
So here's the Cuarteto Heman behind the scenes in action.
Take two. I'm sorry. Dios, hazme más santo. Dios, hazme más santo. Dios, hazme más santo. Más santo quiero ser. Santo, santo, santo. Más santo quiero ser. Dios, dame más gozo. Dios, dame más gozo. Dios, dame más gozo. Más gozo quiero tener. Gozo, gozo, gozo. Más gozo quiero tener. Dios humilde hazme. Dios humilde hazme. Dios humilde hazme. Humilde quiero ser.
I find fascinating about the way in which the quartet sang was that they treated the vocals very much thinking orchestrally, meaning that in an orchestra you don't always hear all the parts all the time of every instrument. It allows for certain nuances, but when you need the full orchestra, the full symphony to play together, then they were there. And so it was very much voiced that way, and even the actual live instruments that were supporting them were voiced to support that type of approach to singing. But what I'm saying is that really the voice was seen as another instrument, as part of a bigger symphony or orchestra that was being used. And so that's why you have those unison parts, and you know, some of the quartet wouldn't sing, and there might just be a duet happening, and then they'd all come back in together. That's a very orchestral way of approaching to sing, but yet when you needed the full effect, the full coloring of the entire orchestra, they would sing together, and that's why their phrasing was impeccable, and their dynamics were impeccable, and the blend was impeccable.
It seemed seamless.
And you know, we haven't even talked about the emotion of it, but the delivery, the emotion of what they were singing had the conviction and the emotion of what they were. In other words, they really were feeling what they were singing. The words and what was coming out of them was very emotional. You could feel that in the recordings, and you put all those things together, man, and it's a piece of art.
hearing this is like, I want to stand up
And see if they're actually out there, isn't it?
You know?
Isn't it so
Yeah.
vivid, alive, and there's a lot of presence
Yeah.
in the recording. So the quartet was obviously using the technology that was available to them at the time. So it shows because the quality and the sonic quality is there, and it transferred over very well. We may not have that on some of the other tapes. So to restore some of those sounds, it's going to take time, and we're going to need some input from the family members, from spouses, perhaps, stories that they've heard, and from any of the quartet members who might recall or might help us to select even takes that maybe have never appeared on any of the albums that Quartet ever recorded.
Right.
And that's exciting because what that's saying is that we now can bring
New stuff.
new material that was never heard by the world.
You could actually create a whole new album.
Yeah. So I think what we're trying to say here, friends and family and supporters of over the years of the quartet, is, and I being one of them because my father meant so much to my own father, and I think what we're doing here is we're saying we're willing to get the wheels turning. Mark and Paul Rodriguez are certainly starting the wheels turning by getting these first 5 reels baked, and I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to have contribute my part so that we can remaster them. But it's difficult to choose what the parts are unless everyone is involved in this process, and also the amount of time and money that it's going to take to do this. And I don't think unless I've heard any new news lately that either you guys won the lottery, that this is something that anyone can do financially and handle financially with ease. So I think what we're looking for is to ask the other members and the children and grandchildren even of quartet members, past and present, to help us and support us and get involved. And I think we can keep the dream alive.